GM.
Yeah. Nice to have you here.
Yeah,
Um,
nice to meet you.
I'm blessed, and are you?
Yeah, I'm Dominion.
Oh, Dominion. That's a Web3 mobile app dev, right?
Yeah, yeah. Do you build mobile apps?
Nope. I'm just a front end dev. I have been contributing to Web3 open source projects as front end dev. There's this platform only does as of last year. To contribute to any project, they'll reward you for that.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's what
What's
I've been doing.
what's the name of the platform?
Only Dust.
Only Dust. Sorry, let me check it out.
Yeah, currently they are doing a 10-day sprint. You get to contribute to an open source Web3 project. Though they recently changed their reward system, they don't reward the way they used to do as of last year and beginning of this year. But I'll keep doing it. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. They have a very good looking website.
Yeah.
Daniel, what's up now? Abi Alpha.
Is Daniel here?
Yeah, Kasabro.
Good
Your
evening.
master.
Good evening, my boss. How far? Actually, I'm the GDG lead for Anambra State University. That's Chukwemeko Ojukwu University, Anambra. So,
Oh. All right, cool. Yeah, I've checked out Only Dust. You should also check out Scout Game. I'm going to type it in the. Yo, Shu, this we're just starting today's session. Just check it out, blessing. Check it out. I just put it in the comment section. I mean, the the rewards are not very much. I don't know how rewarding Only Dust is, but personally, I've earned around maybe $500 from these guys. Should be more, right? Okay, just something like that. And I've not even done a lot of contributions, just edit readme files. The only thing, I think the biggest thing I've done was to build a template application for building mobile apps, right? And I collected like $250 for that. So it's quite rewarding. And I also got airdrop. I mean, they did the airdrop recently, so you can also earn from there.
this is interesting. I'll try them out. Sign in with a wallet.
Yeah, but it's EVM stuff, Ethereum, Ethereum
Okay.
stuff.
Alright.
Yeah, Solomon, how for
I'll
now?
check it
What
out.
do you do?
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening, Solomon. What do you do?
Okay, I'm a full stack developer and also just started mobile development.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, mobile development is not very hard, especially when you are somebody who knows about full stack development. So, I
Yeah.
mean, we have somebody like our boss here, Daniel. He does everything together,
Yeah.
including Web3, program engineering. So,
All right.
yeah, the whole idea behind this, the whole idea behind the workshop is to get people to try to like want to, not try to want to build on Solana mobile. I mean, for the upcoming hackathon, right? Like me, I
Okay.
see it as a very big opportunity, and that's what I want to like let people see too.
Yeah.
That's just the whole idea behind the workshop. It's not like, oh, there's something I know that cannot be learned anywhere. It's in short, it's very basic stuff we are doing. If you saw what we did yesterday, just
Yeah.
connect wallets, connect wallets with maybe 10 lines of code, and we're done. Right. So let's just get into it. There's only four of us here. I don't
Okay.
know, the
So
Sheilas are not
the video
around. So
the the video for yesterday, did you have you sent it to our mails?
I the person in charge of that has not gotten back to me. The said the person
Okay.
is not online now. That I
Okay.
think
Because
that's pretty much why people are
okay.
not much.
I was waiting for it so that I will follow through and go through that again, but I didn't see.
Yeah, but I believe it's recording, so they should be able to get it. Once it's out, I mean, the best I can do is to post it on YouTube. Alright, but
Okay.
about that, there was something with I did not check out yesterday. Let me quickly share my screen. But turns out there's only four of us, so I'll be very fast. Alright, so yesterday we spoke about opportunities on Solana for Flutter developers, and that's like or mobile developers generally, right? And that's like okay, they should be coming online now, and that's like a lot because I feel like I did not emphasize enough about the opportunities yesterday. I, I mean, we already checked on website and stuff, right? And we said that Solana constantly hosts hackathons, and these hackathons they in short, I've not seen Solana host an hackathon without spending $1 million. And then that one is just from their side. Now, I'm not talking about the side tracks. The side tracks from these hackathons now, the side tracks from the last hackathon, Daniel can attest to it. The side tracks alone is more than 200, right? So, and now Solana Mobile is like it's like what Anatoly himself is pushing. Like if you guys know Anatoly is like the founder of Solana or co-founder of Solana, something like that. So he used to is invested in it. Even the top charts at on X, you should be an X user, sha, if you do like Web3 stuff. Because on X posts very frequently, right? Like if you want to get Anatoly's attention, just tweet about Solana Mobile and say, "Oh, I will start using the Solana Mobile to do this," and just tweet something about mobile. Is going to see it. Do you grab? Since I started posting about Solana Mobile, I've gotten a good number of followers from Kaito calls it smart followers, right? Not just bots or I mean top charts following me back, that type of stuff. So I mean they've not said anything yet. Today is already 29th, right? June is already, but here they said they are going to be marketing our launch support. And trust me, trust me, as as a developer, forget cash prices. I mean the cash prices are going to be very huge, but trust me, once you have this marketing and launch support, you are made. Except you mess it up along the line. Maybe you rogue your community, something like that, and then you continue roguing the community. Then they know that, oh, this guy don't go near him because everything on Solana is like tokens, right? I tried to say this yesterday. I feel like I did not say it enough. I'm in a by the grace of God, I'm in a devs group, right? A founder devs group. These guys are not Nigerian devs, they are not African devs. They are like over there. I'm not exactly sure of their locations, right? But obviously they are not Nigerians and stuff. These guys, their portfolio is like 600k, 1 million plus, 1.9 million plus. Like I'm talking about dollars. And what they will tell you is that once you make the money, you make the connection, and the connection will continue bringing the money. Like there's a way they put it. This guy will tell you that there's one of them that says something like he would build he built something that did well and got attention, like this marketing and launch support. Now he got good attention on Solana on the timeline. And what people did, you see all these DJN traders, what they will do is they will look for your wallet address, eh, and they will start watching your wallet address closely. If you mistakenly buy any coin, that coin is going to pump. So imagine you just like what's trending now, ICMs, right? And you created a simple app, maybe an app to make pre-orders. I mean, this is something I'm going to work on eventually, right? An app to make pre-orders on Solana, and then you launch a coin with it, and then like 100 people have already bought in that coin with like good liquidity. The coin is going to be stable and it's going to go up, even though it might dump later, obviously. I mean, because utility coins and meme coins are it get as it be, right? But if that pumping is already a good advantage, right? Marketing and launch support, like you should know as a developer that getting your product to people already is already one of in short, that's what super team is trying to do, right? But with these guys, I believe you can get better marketing and launch support. I hope that's clear enough. And then the cash prizes, obviously, I've already emphasized. I don't think this one will be like 1 million in cash prizes, but I mean maybe nothing less than 100k. I don't know. They might not want to spend as much as that though. Maybe 25k. Because the last hackathon, they sponsored it. They sponsored the best mobile track got 25k. So maybe 50, 25 or 100k. Probably 10k safe. Just to get people to build, right? And then there's going to be seeker device. I mean, this is subject. This is subject to change, right? But getting the seeker devices, people that have got the seeker devices, say you got it for $450, right? The earliest buyers have probably already seen the money that they used to buy it back from airdrops and stuff, right? So getting the Sika devices will not just even get you a new mobile phone. It will give you access to the Solana mobile store. That's the Solana mobile, the dark Solana dark store, and it would also give you access to the Instagram community. Access to the Instagram community now will give you access to a limited number of actual like there are a set of crypto. I hope I might be biased, right? But there are a set of crypto people that they don't provide value to crypto. They just come and take value. But with these seeker devices, this so bound NFT, right? You can this right? Maybe prices. This one is not specified here, but yeah. And then there's this one. This one too. If you can get something is you are good to go, right? Special or preferential dApp store placement. Also subject to change until the official details have gone live. So you guys should just stay with me and let's bid for this hackathon. I'm trying to shield as much as I can, right? It's very possible for me not to win, but it's a big win for me if I saw it. I'd be like, oh, I won this hackathon, and a good courtesy is because of this guy, right? So I mean, where is my Notion docs? So I've gone over the one stacks, right? Okay, we're not done yet. Then we spoke about we've done all of this. I don't think there's any good reason to go over it again. 916. All right, so I believe I've spoken enough about the first mover advantage and the opportunities that we already have, right? Okay, if you're a web developer here, Web3 is kind of there's still like there's still you can still break even this you can still find your still kind of saturated because there is a lot of the job market, there's a lot of Web3 front-end developers. Right? But as a mobile, as a mobile developer, me, I think that if you can position yourself, you would have this mad first mover advantage because you're building on the timeline. You can do beautiful UIs. I mean, I believe mobile developers create the best UIs. I'm not seeing a bad mobile developer. Cool. Just, I mean, it felt crazy, and this like this is like imagine those guys that were there when Solana first launched. If you see their level of growth now, like Solana Mobile is not just launching although, but this is like the time Solana is like put at the forefront and saying that oh, want to take advantage of this and probably compete with iPhone and Apple. I mean, they probably do not even believe in that, right? But they are trying at least. So that first mover to be like, oh, it can give you opportunity to know the top guys. And even if I will not say, even if the worst comes to the worst, I'm not going to say what worst is, but even if the worst comes to the worst, you already know those guys and you guys will continue building, even if it's not on mobile, right? So I've spoken about the hackathon and then briefly talk about some terminologies. Um, I mean, we can always skip this part if you guys are already very familiar with it. That's wait, am I logging? Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
All right,
Hey,
all right. So I'll just run through the terminologies because I did not get any feedback. Um, so a transaction is a way of telling the blockchain to do something, right? Pretty much that's pretty much the easiest way to put it. Now, transactions are what is inside a transaction. So it's very literal when you put it like that, right? Inside transactions, you can tell the program what to do and which accounts to use, right? So it's specifications that make up the transaction, something like that. So now, it's the system program is like it comes with is like is they are the built-in Solana programs, right? So if you install Solana SDK, you already have like the system programs coming with it, right? Then you can write your own custom Solana programs. So you can use system for programs for basic operations like creating accounts and sending, so right. Then fees are what you pay to process a transaction because reading or writing to the blockchain would require you to pay a tiny amount thanks to Solana, right? I mean, compared to other blockchains, is very, very tiny. That's why I said thanks to Solana. No pun intended. Um, it provides bundles wallets plus network. Okay, makes contract calling easier. So this thing is, I believe, related. So I mean, we're going to be using it. That's why we're talking about the provider, right? Then there's your connection is your app's link to the Solana network. Your RPC client talks to the blockchain through an RPC endpoint. RPC means remote procedural call. So in today's code, we are going to be, if you go back to our Notion document, we are going to create a UI, just a very basic UI, two text fields, one button that says send, right? The first text field is going to be for the user to input wallet address of who is sending Solana to. Then the other text field is going to be just amounts you are sending. Then the button that's click send, and just we're just going to be interacting with the Solana blockchain using the system program or system rather. Um, back to Yeah, so that's where RPC client comes in. We're going to need an RPC client to communicate with the blockchain through an RPC endpoint. An RPC endpoint is just basically the website URL or WebSocket URL that we're going to be using to communicate with the RPC itself. I mean, that we're going to be using to communicate with the RPC. Yeah, I mean, uh, one Solana is equal to 1 billion lamports. Um, because transactions can be very, very, very minute. Programmatically, we use lamports instead of soul. Okay, this person wants to send half a soul. Instead of writing 0.5, we can just say 50, 50 million, 50 million lamports, right? Or instead of writing 0.00005, something like that, we can just say 5,000. I don't know if the mass is correct, something like that. So, and then the signer is the person that has authority to approve a transaction, right? So it's usually a wallet or it's pay that is authorized to sign and approve a transaction. Now a key pair is two keys, like is a pair of keys, literally the private key and the public key. We already spoke about that yesterday. And then authorization is approval from the user's wallet to allow a transaction to go through. So a transaction is just telling basically the blockchain to do something. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be telling the blockchain to send Solana from one person to the other. That's pretty much what we're going to be doing. So here I created a very simple guide for myself because it can also be very complicated. Yes, it's coding under pressure. So we're going to first of all we're going to do wallet connect. So we're just going to copy the let's just get to it. Let me run the let me run the code so you guys can see what it looks like. And yeah, while it's running, I would like to also add that that in this Notion docs there are useful resource links. I mean, most of it is Flutter, right? But communities that I believe everybody here should be. Let me just post it in the chats of the. All right, so shout out to So I'm trying to space it out. Shout out to Daniela Sabaru for creating a mobile developers on Solana on WhatsApp. So I would love us to join that community. I should have said this yesterday when there were like 80 of us in the call. If you can join the community, at least we can on how we're going to build for the mobile account. Need help if you need a mobile developer, maybe somebody's going to volunteer, right? Or developers that don't have ideas can connect with people that do have ideas, right? So I believe that there is a good opportunity. That's trying to push it out to everybody, basically. Apart from believing that there's a good opportunity too, I I also lost my Google Play account, right? And at the moment, it's not possible for me to build Android applications because I've bought like 3 other accounts. Try to register it, go continue finding you out and blocking you, something like that. So it's either iOS or Solana. I'm going Solana fully. So progress from where we stopped yesterday. After connect, we did not we printed to the console, but there was no variable to show the user that, oh, this is your wallet. So I added that. I also added a bottom navigation bar over here. So can just continue without needing to change the entry point for our application. Right. So today we'll just go to the day 2 file and just get started. So the first thing we should do is to create our what's the time? It's already 9:30. That was very fast. And this program is going to be long. Should we just go over it or we should code it step by step? Are you guys doing me?
Um, um, Ima, can you hear me?
You can just go over it really quick.
Ima, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I hear you, Danny. I hear you.
All right, so
Of-
I'm streaming this and we have just 500 people on this call. So and I joining my friends, right? So you want to go out, you want to do out the people that are just joining us. Right.
Your mic is not very audible. I did not really get what you said. It's kind of. Are you speaking to your mic?
All right, over now. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better. It's better.
Yeah. So I said I'm streaming this, right? So we have close 500 people watching us.
Wow, are you serious? What platform are you streaming?
That's on Twitter, right? But like, so just carry on. If you want to, like, so you want to zoom in on what you're showing us, right? I don't know if this is clear. You can just carry on with like the anything that is necessary to get people that are on the call to get understand what you're doing, right? So just shoot. I just say give
Wow,
you an heads up, but don't need to panic.
wow, that's more anxiety, but it's cool. Don't worry. Um, so Solomon suggested that we go over it. I mean, not waste anybody's time, right? I already did it. I already did it over here. Called the blank name. So all we're going to be doing is, from what I understand about how this thing works, I'm going to like just start to you guys, right? So we just copy and paste. I hope it doesn't break though. So Daniel suggested we made it bigger. Um, Command B, close the terminal. I think I'll need the terminal to watch the logs. Please tell me if I'm not audible enough, right? Um, so I did not just plan today that we're going to do just this. I also planned that we're going to communicate with an anchor program, a basic hello world program, right? But the tracks I had crazy, right? But by the grace of God, that tomorrow we can like create an anchor program and actually build something very simple. So let's just quickly go over this code and talk about what we think we can build for Solana Mobile, because I mean that's the aim of this thing. And maybe one or two alphas that I believe that one or two ways I think mobile applications can trend on Solana right now. Because I've seen a few that trended very massively recently, like the Believe app and strategies and what I've discovered about how they work, probably. Um, so how does this code work? First of all, as I already said, we're going to, very importantly, we're going to be doing anything on the blockchain. We're going to need a client to communicate with the blockchain. Now, in this code, we used mainly our RPC URL because it is an API endpoint that doesn't watch for changes, right? It's very cheap, kind of. So I mean, you can use it to send transactions to the blockchain and read transactions with the blockchain from the blockchain. I mean, without like to and watch throughout the process, right? But we're not going to be using our WebSocket URL, but it's just not required there, right? So now our text over here, for our text fields, we created two wallet controllers. If you're a mobile developer, you should know what controllers are for. We use it to grab the input from the user. It's very basic. Then after authorization, right, with the mobile wallet adapter from Solana Mobile Stack for Flutter, we're going to store our results in this authorization results variable, right? So if wallet is connected, right, this variable is going to be true. Normally, these things now, um, things like this should be in a state in a state management solution. I'll usually use Riverport, but because it's want something that we can quickly code in 15 minutes, that's why we're doing it like this. So next thing we did, we've done this yesterday. We've spoken about it yesterday. Connect wallet. So what we did is we spoke about scenarios. That scenario is your connection between your dApp, your mobile dApp or your web dApp, your website dApp, and the mobile wallet. I mean, and the wallet. So local association scenario, because both of them are the same device. Local association scenario helps us to handle the connection between two of them. So create a variable, a new variable here, right? Take note of that too. And that variable now starting an activity. This one, what it does is just basically initiate the whole process or initialize the whole process of wallet connect. Create a client. This one is our mobile wallet connect client that helps us to start the wallet connect process, right? So this is what would bring up the modal for the user to choose whatever wallet they want to use. In our case, would use Soulflare because I think Phantom is having issues with their API endpoints or something like that. Their protocol, I think it has issues. So, and as we have said before, we're going to store the results in the authorization results variable that we initialized here, right? Or we're going to initiate here rather. So as this authorized now is what brings up the connect your wallet modal. Now, if you have used Web3 apps like mobile apps, you already know what this is, right? But if you have not, it's just a bottom sheet most of the times that shows you, you connect your wallets, approve this. That's pretty much it. Confirm. It's just a button you click and you go back to your mobile app. Now, normally there's supposed to be a close. We're supposed to close this scenario after starting it, right? So that's what to return you. Okay, yeah, we did. To return you to your mobile application. So let's just quickly connect to it and see how it works. I mean, we already did that yesterday, but Godspeed. So everything in this wallet is on DevNet right now. So it's fake money. Not that rich. So I believe this happened because um if you check the settings in on Soulflare wallet, it automatically connects. Now it happened because I was already connected with the same identity URI and stuff, right? So it's already connected. So it just automatically connected me back, right? I think this is it. Auto connect is on. So that's why I just said it instantly like that. So that's why you should also very frequently go to your wallet app and disconnect from that. Once there is like a bug or unauthorized access to their endpoints or backend, like that, you can easily lose your money. So what this for this reauthorize now is in our context is not very important. Imagine your users or connected their wallet and they close the app maybe after days or 2 months they want to release the app. What this one check if the user is still connected, like if the user wallet is still connected. If it is then nothing, you just return false. But if it is not, then you try to reconnect the wallet. That's pretty much what it does. Then for our function today, allows us to send Solana from one user to another. Let me quickly go over it and then we'll just watch it in action, right? So this one checks if the wallet is connected. If it's not connected, we'll show a very basic messenger that says please connect your wallet. Then sorry, I'm live. Video. Yeah, my video is on. All right, so then for I mean, I was not going to do this, right? But when I was debugging, I had to like check maybe the issues were from white spaces from here and stuff. This is just validating the input, ensuring that what the user is passing to us is the correct base 58 encoded string, and that's just their wallet address, and ensuring that the the amount they are putting in here is actually a number, right? So let me just put that in. So this is connected wallet showing over here. So that we're going to try to send. All these ones are also variables that hold who is going to receive the money, right? That's this wallet here. We're grabbing it from this variable that we declared up, and then we're converting it to a public key from base 58, which we already verified over here. This should open up. Where is my so let me just open my terminal. Lookup field. Yeah, so to send lamports, let me just finish up with the explanation, then we'll go over the error together. To send lamports, right? We've spoken about the recipients. Then we created another scenario here, right? Created another scenario here just in case, and then this is going to show the user connected wallet. The error came from this regex expressions, um I believe. So if we need to reauthorize, then and it does not work, right, then we'll show the error. So then now this is like the way we're actually sending, right? So the signer is the person that authorizes the transaction, and this is just a variable holds the public key of who the signer is. Now we're going to get this when the user has connected their wallet. Now the block hash is important for building for interacting with the blockchain, because if it just I mean it's a way of the blockchain verifying that is a way of the blockchain verifying the how recent a transaction is. Like when you send a transaction to the chain, you say, oh, this the block hash is like a timestamp that you can use to verify how recent the transaction is, I believe, right? So like transactions that the block hash is older than 2 minutes old would not send again, right? So create an instruction. Remember that instructions make up transactions. Then we're going to create a message. Why? Because transactions are is something that is being anchor, right? And we're building with that. So we need to like work with different variables. So we're going to create a message and we're going to compile that message. Now what it does is it compiles the message into an array of bytes. What we just basically want to do is to get the what's that word, integer type, no, the variable type that we need, right? So that's why we converted it to a message. We could have also done this with transaction previously, I believe, but it doesn't work like that again. So we'll just create a message Then we'll compile the message. Compiling the message now, we're compiling the block hash. That's the recent block hash that we get from the RPC designer, right? With the instruction, right? So we're just bundling it. So then we're going to serialize it, right? Create a signed transaction, signatures. Now, for us to be able to serialize properly, we need to get it in this format as a signed transaction, right? So these signatures are currently it's just like a demo signature, because we're not sending it to the block yet, right? So we just need to, like, it is for now is not important, right? So we just put a demo value there, right? In maybe underscore, but it doesn't work like that. We just have to put this exact variable type, right? So we just created an empty list that contains zeros in 64 ways, and this is a list of I don't remember what that is, but then we're going to serialize the transaction. What it does is it converts the transaction into this variable. I mean, into this, what's that word? I can't remember the word. Int bool, into this type, right? Let me just call it type. Converts the transaction into this type, and then we can now use it to sign the transaction, because when you are signing a Solana transaction, you need to pass to the variable is a list of this type. So all those steps we did there are just trying to get this file type, right? That's pretty much it. So if the transaction does not go through, or the user closes their wallet, we just throw this exception. Then if the transaction sends, right, then we can now show transaction is successful in a scaffold messenger. And that's pretty much very basically what we wanted to do. Then this is just the UI part, right? Let me try to comment this out, and exception code, public key, package. Interesting. Okay, so I think I have conflict of this. I added this package which we have not spoken about, and I was trying to check out something with Anchor. All right, so I'll just try it again. Let me run Flutter clean and try it again. All right, so if you have any questions, let's just go over it together. Are you guys still with me? Or am I rugging? Hey, can you guys still hear me?
Yes, yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Is there any part that was not clear? Right, so right, so
Blessing. I think you're muted. You want to mute yourself? We are hearing some background noise. Thank you.
yeah, so this pretty much it took me a good time to figure this out, right? But I mean, we've sent the transaction. We go back to our app. Transaction has already been processed. Interesting. But I mean, let's check. Let's check. Is this the wallet? This is sending wallet, right? And I go 33 seconds ago. It's sent. Maybe there's a function that is recalling again, probably. But it just sent 33 seconds ago, so it went through, right?
Can I chime in here?
Sorry.
Can I chime in here? Like to like clarify what's happening there, right?
Yeah, definitely. Why not?
All right. Okay. So the way transaction works is this: when you send it, right, they are stages, right? Live, like confirmed, right? So it's like it's different stages of so like transaction. It's possible that it's being processed and then it fails. That means they will revert it back. But then there's this finalized stage that has been added to the blockchain. Right? So it was being processed then,
Okay.
but it did not do. There's something called confirmed the transaction, like an RPC, right?
Oh,
And so the way it works is this, right? Like, and that's the opportunity that there is in mobile currently, right? For JavaScript, all of these functions are really exist, like, and just leverage on. You have to use strategy, I think, in Anchor Web, right? Very, very easy. So these are the things that Flutter Dev, I mean, Solana itself, we want people to come and build out for that.
you see that
So
Anchor
I
Web
think that's
too.
the thing.
There's no that version of it.
What do you say?
You see
What
that
do you say?
Anchor library just the Anchor package is just called for JavaScript. There's no that version of it.
So I wanted us to run this thing people, right? To just get everybody like bound and
Exactly.
then try to
Like
create people
I'm telling you.
that's going to work on that stuff, right? So you have to do some code generation thing. Let's discuss that. But let's just
Yeah,
carry on.
yeah, definitely. It's code gen using a lot of macros and stuff. But it's not just
Yeah,
macros.
exactly. Yeah, but
Mm.
it's some level of generation and inspecting code. I don't know if that supports that kind of thing, but like when we get there, we'll definitely figure it out. But like there's
Definitely now
opportunity.
that supports it. That supports it perfectly. But that is strongly typed.
Yeah, so exactly. So the benefit of the anchor idea is that it makes your it makes connecting. So the way you are doing it now, right? You have to write when you write the transaction and compose it, right? You are trusting God that it works. You cannot unless you have seen something like that before. You cannot even fail. You cannot decide that I'm not sending a boolean here, I'm an integer here, or I'm sending a float, or I'm sending this into the RPC, right? So with an idea, right? The idea has mimics out. So the idea is literally postman. It's like a postman for a backend server, right? That's the way the idea works. It's like a postman documentation. So you just have to plug it in, and then it gives you the instruction, and the instruction data.
Oh yeah. There's nothing
So
like
so
that for that
yeah, so
currently.
exactly. So the way Solana and everything works is it's not, I think the best way to think about Solana itself, speaking about Web3 and blockchain, is to sit at as the sort of backend they are connecting through an API. The API you are using now, I mean, is your RPC connection. You are sending instruction, and the only thing that is different between the normal, the REST API that we do is that when you send a transaction, there's no response. When you send there's no response in the sense that you don't get the result back. There's not like, so the way you get results is you read the state on the blockchain. You send transactions and read the state on the blockchain. Those are two separate channels.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, in a normal REST API, you can do a post request and then you get some response, maybe like
yeah.
okay. So the only response you get here is succeeded or failed in Web3 context, right? But like you can always think of it as a backend server. Of course, it's distributed, but the only thing difference is that it's centralized. That means nobody has control.
Yeah.
So like
That's
that
cool.
mental
Thank you
model
for
is
your
very, very
man.
yeah.
Your input is very, very much appreciated. Thank you very much. So tomorrow I think I'll just look into what blinks are, and then we'll maybe use blinks for one or two things, right? Because that's like what my work. Because the way I'm looking at this anchor implementation, is very very serious. It's very serious. It's looking like you need to write. I'm going to need to write. Let me see if this thing is here. It's looking like, or was I something like, was that the function is, yeah, exactly. It's looking like I'm going to need to write something like this just for hello world that doesn't have any. Where is the? Oh, okay. My bad. It's looking like I'm going to need to write something like this, and it doesn't even work even with AI. Like AI will not be telling you rubbish. That's gotten to that point.
Oh, okay.
So maybe
So
we just look at tomorrow.
yeah, we'll definitely look into this part, right? But like Anchor helps you avoid all of these things.
Yeah, the
Anchor, the
idea.
ideal, yeah, exactly. Like all of these things are invented, right? Like when we get there,
Yes,
that
it's
should
part of, and I believe that if you do things like this, obviously, you get grants from Solana Foundation. You can become a DevRel just just for Flutter. Like the opportunities are countless, endless. I mean, it's just there's a lot, and it's open to everybody, right? That's what I'm trying to push, right? So thank you very much. Thank you guys for joining. My guys on the DM said DX. Thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate. I really appreciate. All right, guys. Bye. We'll see tomorrow.
yeah. If it's not clear, yeah, I'll come back tomorrow by same time. Like so that should be like 6 p.m. GMT, right? GMT position.
Yeah, 7 p.m. WAT. See you.